Swift Publisher has useful design tools to get you started. In this tutorial, we're going to create the design elements of this document. That is, everything but the text. Let's get to it. The first thing we want to do is set up guides so that we have a reference point when placing pictures, shapes, and text boxes. To add a guide, we should place our cursor over one of the rulers, click, and drag. Now we have a permanent guide that we can place anywhere on our canvas. Before we start laying out our document, let's switch to the background layer. This is where we want to keep all of the background elements so that our document doesn't get too cluttered. Note that we can also add new layers, show and hide them, as well as make them printable or not. At the top of the main window, we have our text and drawing tools. Let's take a look at some of those. The Rectangle tool lets us draw color-filled rectangles and squares for background elements. We can change the color and fill type of drawn objects using the Appearance tab of the inspector. We have the option of using a color fill, linear gradient, and radial gradient. Let's stick with color fill and select a color that we like. Though we won't use these tools in our design, let's take a look at the Spline and Line tools. The Spline tool creates a line by linking points that you add on the canvas. Let's activate it. Move our cursor to the canvas and start drawing. Let's click once to make our first point. Move away, click and drag to make the current line curved or straight, and draw the rest. To close our shape, we need to just double-click on the first point. Note that we have the ability to alter the position, curve, and type of our lines after we've drawn them. When we click on the end point of a curved line, we can change the angle using the handles that appear. Double-clicking on any point changes the adjoining lines from curved to straight, and vice versa. The Line tool is similar, but it lets us draw a straight line with two endpoints. So what about adding pictures to our document? For this, we have a built-in clip art collection in the Source panel to the left. Just next to that is the Photo section where we can import photos from our Photos, iPhoto, or Aperture libraries. We'll get to this in just a second. Further to the right is a collection of so-called smart shapes that can be added and controlled in the Geometry tab of the inspector. The Headings tab contains 2 and 3D artistic headings that can be used to decorate your document. For now, let's jump back to the Photo section and choose an album in Apple Photos. Adding a photo from any tab of the Source panel is as simple as dragging and dropping it to the canvas. From there, we can resize it using the corner handles. And if we place the cursor a little bit farther away from the corner handle, we can also rotate any image. Now, Swift Publisher has quite a few different features for editing images. One is the built-in editor that we get when we double-click on any image. It offers tons of adjustable OS X core image filters to spice up your photos. Another great feature for images is the collection of masks that can be found in the Appearance tab of the inspector. We can apply these to any of the raster images in our project. Having said that, let's go ahead and finish up this section of our design. We're almost there. The last thing we could do to tidy it up a bit would be to add some outlines to our pictures and rectangles to get a white border between all of them. We can add a border to any object by selecting it, going over to the Appearance tab of the inspector, and checking the Stroke option. We have full control of its appearance, including stroke type, color, and thickness. So our design is complete, but how do we take a look at it without all of those guides and so on? By clicking on the I button on the toolbar. So, what do you think? That's a wrap for the design tools of Swift Publisher. Make sure you catch the next tutorial to learn about working with text. See you then.